I always seem to start these videos off doing a bit of vaping. Can you see that? I've got two different juices in there. The bottom one is cherry or strawberry, and the top one is a thing called Red Energy. I haven't mixed them up. Yeah, anarchist. But it's all going well. I haven't smoked at all, not a single drag, for something like 8 or 9 days. Thanks to vaping. Now I've had loads of comments about it. 90% of comments, I would say, is good for you. I've been vaping for a number of years and I feel fine, blah blah blah. So that's really good. Of course you always get the other side. Vaping is very bad for you, stuff like that, you know. One of the comments I got was somebody said the cheap juices that you can get are very bad for you, and they contain carcinogenics and antifreeze and all sorts of things, you know. Now there was a little thing a while ago saying that these contained antifreeze, which is ethyl glycol. They don't, it's PG, not EG. People just got confused. Anyway, the cheap ones that I'm buying at the moment, they're £1. Actually I got some for 75p the other day. They're mostly vegetable sort of extract and stuff like that, but they guarantee on their website everything in there is 100% organic. There are no chemicals, no nothing like that. But this person says, you know, they're very carcinogenic, these. So I said, how do you know that? And they said, I've seen it on Facebook. So they're probably an expert now. But yeah, I think people just care in general, really, don't they? So, in this little video, nice cup of Slurpee. Why do I call it Slurpee? Because I do. In this little short video, it won't be short, you know what I'm like. I'm going to talk about changing your attitude. Change your attitude, change your life. Okay? Now, we've all got things we struggle with in life. And there's, you know, there's things, there's hassles, there's little troubles and problems, if you like. Things like that. And then you go up a scale and there's much bigger things. There's deep worry, real concern about something. And then you go up a level and there's the start perhaps of mental illness and physical illness, and people are extremely worried how their health is going, physical or mental. And you've got stress and things like that. And then you can go up a level and you've got depression. I would also go down a level, I'd say stress, you've probably got anxiety, perhaps eating disorders, sleep deprivation and things like that. And then obviously we've gone up a level now into depression and stuff like that. And I think you can go up further than that into clinical depression. And perhaps even at the same stage as that, perhaps things like habits, drug addiction, addictions more than habits, addictions, so alcohol, food if somebody's obese, or drugs if they're doing whatever they're doing, things like that. So we've got a lot of different layers and lots of different levels there, and our human psyche will allow us to go to all those levels, and it's really up to us to stop and say, no, this is where I'm comfortable with, or whatever, but I think a lot of things are about your attitude to whatever it is that you're going through, that you're currently going through. And I think change your attitude, change your life. Change your attitude simply means change your way of thinking. Now, it's very difficult to do in a lot of cases, particularly if we're going to go through that scale that I've just said. If you get up to a certain level, then it's very, very difficult, because your brain is so set in that way that it's very difficult then to try and change your way of thinking, but it can still be done. Okay, so if we start down on a certain level, and you're moaning a lot about a lot of stuff, and life doesn't really seem to be going your way, and you're a bit fed up and a bit annoyed, and do you know what I mean? It's just, you're thinking, oh God, Monday again, whatever, then change your attitude, because it may be Monday again and you're moaning because you're going to work. But if you change your attitude, you've got a job. You've probably got a home. You've probably got a warm, dry home. There's probably food in the cupboard. You've probably got somebody who loves you or cares for you. You've probably got a family that's looking out for you. You've probably got reasonable health. You may have a few interests or hobbies. You've probably just ordered a new book off the internet or whatever, And when you start looking into your life, perhaps it's not a bad life, Change your attitude, change your life, Now, you can go up to all those levels and you can do exactly the same. You can just rethink your life, change your attitude. But when you get up to a certain level, it's very, very difficult. So I think once you get past stress and you get through anxiety and you get into depression, even clinical depression, you can still change your attitude, change your life. So change your attitude, change your way of thinking to that thing. If you don't, you become a victim. You play the role of the victim. That's what you do. And the mind, the brain, is very comfortable with playing games and playing the role and putting you into a little pigeonholed box, which you can break free of. You can change your attitude. Now, if you are depressed, if you are clinically depressed, if there's a real problem going on in your life, how would you change your attitude? How could you? When it's all encompassing, isn't it? Every waking thought is about how you currently are. Well, you simply need a moment out. Just take a moment, a couple of moments, close your eyes, breathe deeply, do all the things that I've said really in these videos. Or it can be something simple, right? Flip your thoughts. Look out the window, look at a cloud. Take your time, look at a cloud. Just the one cloud. What colour is it? Ask yourself the question. Because it's not just a white fluffy cloud, is it? Clouds often, they have a little grey underbelly, sometimes a darker grey underneath that. The bulk of the cloud, as it shifts, has different colours of kind of white to light grey. And as we get to the top of the cloud, it becomes snowy white often. And even on the very, very tips of the cloud, it can be golden, where the sun is just kissing the cloud. Take your time. Look at it. Take your time. Count the colours. Do it slowly. Do it on your fingers and thumbs. Do it slowly. Calm yourself down. Change your attitude. Change your way of thinking. If it's not that, it could be anything. Anything at all. And I would suggest pick up a book, any book, it doesn't matter, and read one line of the book. Just random page, one line. Close the book, keep your thumb in it, close the book. Now try to remember that line. Try and recite the line, either out loud or in your mind, word by word. Try and do it. If you can't do it, that's fine. You go back, reread, close the book, and try and recite it. Do that until you can recite every last word. When you can do that, then open the book, read the line again, and look at the line and think, what does it actually mean? What does that one line mean? Or does that line have a different meaning? Or could the line have a different meaning? Could those words represent something slightly different other than what's written on that page? No matter how crazy, how weird, how strange it might be, maybe those words mean something else. Slow down, breathe, read, think. And you will have whittled away a minute or two. You will have taken yourself out of your severe problems, you know? It could be something just so simple as doing something like that, you know? So there are ways of getting through all of our troubles in life and little hassles, right up to the big problems that some people are going through. Now, I'm talking really in this video to myself. Change your attitude, change your life. Change your attitude simply means change your way of thinking. That is now what I'm currently doing. With regards to my health, I'm changing my attitude, the way that I think about it and stuff like that. And it seems to be working. Of course, I'm doing 1,000,001 different things, yoga and stretching and the turmeric and the new pills, you know, new bloody medication crap that I'm on and all the rest of it. I've given up the old fags, as we know. Some vitamins. It goes on and on what I'm doing. I'm doing a lot, really. So what I'm now doing is stuff in here as well. Change your attitude, change your life. I hope that's made some sense to somebody out there. You know, it's made sense to me, really, and I just wanted to kind of express that. And I know this has now been quite a long video, and if you've got a lovely, wonderful life and you seem to be skipping through little flowers in the woods every single day with little bunny rabbits throwing their fluffy hearts at you, then great. This video didn't work for you on that level. But most people have troubles, hassles, problems in their life. They have things to deal with. They have things they need to cope with. And it's very difficult sometimes. But just to end the video, I would also say it's very important to open up. Find somebody that can listen. Finding somebody that could perhaps comprehend, could perhaps understand slightly what you're going through. Even slightly helps. And if they don't, if they could just listen to you. Don't bottle it up. Talk to people. But most of all, when you're on your own, be honest with yourself and try and change your attitude, change your life. So I hope that's helped. Another cup of Slurpee, or another little bit of Miss Slurpee. I'm going to make another video in a minute. I'm going to take you downstairs. I want to show you a couple of little bits that I've got. To go with this video as well, these are the little bits. I've bought myself a few new things just recently. Excuse me, I've got to move. So we've got, I bought myself a load of new socks, 10 pairs for, I think they were £6. Let's have a look. Yeah, 2 for £6, so I got 10 pairs of socks for £6. Now that's a bargain, I tells you, a bargain. Now, there's something else I want to show you, if I can find it. The room's a bit of a mess. Sorry, it's the maid's week off. Now these, pointless showing you really, These socks, they are so thick. These are 3.2 TOG. And if you're in America and you don't know what TOG is, nor do I. What it means is it's as hot as a duvet, yeah, or eiderdown, or whatever you want to call it. So these are really, really hot. Put your foot in there and they're as hot as being wrapped up in a lovely warm piece of bedding, if you like. And they was only 3 or 4 quid or whatever they were, 6 quid maybe, don't know. But so yeah, I've got some new socks and I've got some new duvet socks, whatever they may be. I ain't worn them yet because I'm in and out, ain't I? But when I get back into issue, which hopefully would be in a day or two, let's hope so, you know, I'll wear them if I'm chilly. So that's that. And then downstairs I've got a couple of bits to show you. Now the reason why I'm mentioning all this is not to prove just how much money I've got. I've spent £12. It's sometimes you need to spend some quality time with yourself, some quality time on yourself, change your attitude, but also to buy yourself a little treat. And my little treats are music, books, chocolate, and sometimes a wacky old t-shirt, I tells you. So, and that just lifts you, just gives you a little buzz, just a little lift, not for very long. If you buy something with money, it doesn't give you a lift forevermore, but just for a little while, you know. The only things that would give me a lift for a long, long time, for me personally, is 2 things. And this is just for me, but it's music. If I buy a CD, I can listen to it over again and again and again. I like to look at all the pictures, I like to read the lyrics, I like to spend time with my music. I like to break it down into different formats. You know, I like to listen under headphones at night. I like to listen in the day when the sun's out and it's just on the side. You know, I like to listen to it as I'm driving, and it just works on lots of levels. So that's music. And the other thing is art. You know, I buy art sometimes, and when I do, you know, that lasts forever. And it's a really inspirational thing to have, just to gaze into sometimes, you know. So there's lots that you can do, just to give yourself a little bit of a lift. And sometimes, going back to what we're saying, because that's how the old brain works, you know, change your attitude, change your life, change your way of thinking, but also give yourself a little treat, give yourself a moment off. You're entitled, you know, to step back from your illness. You're entitled to step back from all the shit that's in your head and say, no, I'm not dealing with it. Today I'm not dealing with it. Or for this moment in time, I won't deal with it. I'm going to look at the cloud. You know, I'm going to read that line. I'm going to do whatever it is I do. You know, take a moment off for you. That's all I got to say for now, but I will be taking you downstairs and showing you a couple of things in a minute. I do hope this has helped. Take care and be well. Now I've got to move forward. Slurpee, love ya.